Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dr. Jamal. Today I'm going to be sharing with you some new finding when it comes to face mask. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the US Centers for Disease Control and Prevention recommends that people wear masks in public. However, there's shortage of N95 face mask, and people are not sure in terms of what to use. Nonetheless, people are making their own face mask, but there's questions out there as far as their efficacy, and are we even sure that what we're using is protecting us against this coronavirus? There's some new research that is coming out, which sheds some light on the different types of fabric that we can use to keep out the virus, and that's what I'm going to share with you today. Let me just start out with some interesting diagram here. So this diagram comes from the paper that talks about this new finding. So essentially what they did was they used an aerosol mixing chamber to produce particles, which ranged from 10 nanometer to 6 micrometer, which is a range in which we find some of these viruses. So you kind of blow a fan this way, meaning blow these particles this way, and these particles are particles of different sizes, different diameter, and you set up this fabric such that this one acts as a mechanical filtration system. This is a cotton, for example, like 100% Egyptian cotton would do the job. So you set this up here, and also you have another layer of fabric on the other side. For example, silk, things like silk would be on this side, and they have some specific property. Specifically, they have electrostatic property, which also helps keep out the virus. Now, let me share with you some of the key findings from this study. You have a red graph here, which corresponds to the N95, and then you have the green graph up here, which corresponds to two types of fabric, cotton plus silk, and then you have the kind of bluish graph up here, which is cotton plus something called chiffon. You have this kind of purplish looking graph here, which is cotton plus something called flannel up here. So if you can see these graphs, they all are kind of in the same range as N95 as far as their ability to filter out these particles. And down here is a graph showing what happens if you leave a gap, meaning if you don't put on your mask properly, the rate of filtration efficiency goes down. These dotted graphs show a decrease in the rate of efficiency, meaning the fabric that you put on your face are not as good at filtering out the virus if you leave out gaps. So the way you put on these fabrics make a huge difference. And again, these graphs are based on the size, which is on the x-axis here, and also here on the y-axis they plotted the efficiency of the filtration, meaning how good are these fabrics at keeping out the viral particles. So key findings: efficiencies are improved when you use multiple layers, meaning more than 2 layers. For example, cotton plus silk, or cotton plus chiffon, cotton plus flannel. So you have to use these different combinations, and not any other fabric. I mean, these are the fabrics that are known to keep out the particles, the viral particles, and they have efficiency of more than 80% for particles that are less than 300 nanometer. And if the particle is bigger, obviously the efficiency goes up to 90%. So the main conclusion here is there's a specific mechanism via which these fabrics work. One is mechanical. For example, cotton acts as a mechanical barrier to the particle. And also things like silk also keep out the virus via electrostatic property. So cotton is obviously one of the most widely used material in face mask, but different cotton have different efficiency too. So there's something called thread count. Essentially, this refers to the number of horizontal and vertical threads per square inch. So when you make a sheet, meaning when like a factory makes a sheet, there is a different layering system. So you can layer the fabric this way. So the more layering you have of the fabric, the better it is at keeping out the virus. So for example, in this paper, they talk about 600 as kind of a good number. So when you pick out this cotton fabric, when you go to store to buy them, look for fabric that have more than 600 fibers. And obviously, finally, don't leave any gap when you put on the mask, because that could also decrease the efficiency of the mask by up to 60%. So make sure you know how to put on the face mask. Watch some CDC videos or some online YouTube videos. There are a bunch of videos out there that will teach you how to put on a face mask. All right, thanks for watching this video, and leave some comments. And please also don't forget to leave me any question, and I'll be happy to answer those. Thank you.